Hello everyone and welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to show you a new optimized steel farm for beginners. I already did a video on this on my channel, but I'm making this farm even more optimized and efficient. Before we get started, remember to subscribe to the channel and like. Let's start. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to place a chest and a steel press behind it. So this chest can be tier 1 or tier 2. I'm using tier 2 right now, but if you can't afford it, feel free to use tier 1. So behind that, we're going to place 3 blocks and place tier 2 conveyor belts in between all of them. So I'm just going to place them facing the steel press. Okay, very good. And now we're going to cover them up like this to build a tunnel for the steel to go into. So now we're actually going to build the funnel for the steel to fall into. So we're going to break this first block over here and add another block in front of the conveyor belt. Now we're going to place a staircase on top of that block. Now this part is a little difficult, so listen carefully. We're going to place another staircase in front of the first one, and it has to be upside down. Now you might be wondering how steel can actually go through. But the reason it can go is because the stairs are shaped like triangles, like wedges, so there's actually enough room for the steel to fall through. So now we're just going to use some blocks to cover up the sides of this funnel we built. And we're going to place a staircase facing to the left and 2 staircases facing to the right. And now we're going to place another staircase on top of the first one to the left. And then break that and replace it with a block. And then break this bottom one. So this is what it should look like. You should have 1 elevated stair to the left and 2 stairs on the right. So now we're going to place 1 more stair on each side. And then break the bottom ones. And then place a block behind each of these stairs. So we are placing a block on the side opposite of the steel press. Now we're going to go up 7 on top of both of these blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right there. And now we're going to expand this outward on both sides as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now just take some time to remove these unnecessary stair blocks at the bottom, because they just cause more lag and they're not really necessary. So we're just going to remove all of these at the bottom of the staircases. Like that. Oops, I broke a stair accidentally. So just replace any that you break. So we're going to break this. Now the idea is that the steel has to fall down these staircases, but we also need to prevent it to fall off the staircases. So the way we're going to do that is we're actually going to build these barriers on the side of all of these staircases to prevent the steel from falling off. So we're just going to add 1 block to each side. And now we're actually going to build on that. So just do it for all of these staircases. Okay, so now we're actually going to use glass to build on all of these barriers. So we're going to build 2 blocks above each of these blocks on the side. So we're just going to place them for all of these staircases on both sides of the staircase. So just drop one steel on the staircase and make sure that it can go into the steel press. So we're gonna drop some steel, and then if it goes towards the steel press, that means our staircase is working fine. So this works fine. So now we're gonna actually place one stair on top of all of these staircases, so watch carefully. We're gonna walk up to the top one, rotate twice, and place an upside down stair. It should look like this, so make sure you do this right. And drop a steel into the top staircase to make sure it works right. So it should go down. So you repeat this step for all 4 of the staircases. Yeah. And make sure that you've done it right and check that the steel goes through for all of them. So here I did it wrong, so just replace it. Okay, so now we're actually going to connect all of the tops of the staircases to each other. So just connect all these staircases using any block you want. And make sure you connect the 2 in front as well. So we're connecting all 4 of these staircases. So now we're going to place a smelter behind these 4 steel mills. So as you can see, we're splitting the smelter up with randomizers into the steel mills. So one smelter actually feeds iron to all 4 steel mills. So behind the smelter, just add a single conveyor belt and then place 2 blocks on both sides. Now we're going to get our totems out. So we just need coal totems and iron totems. So we're going to place 2 iron totems on both sides of the conveyor belt and 1 coal totem behind. Also place 2 coal totems like this so that we can feed the steel mills with coal. And now we're going to actually place even more blocks down the middle like this. So we're going to make it go towards our steel press and our chest. So just move outward as many blocks as you need to. So now get your industrial equipment ready. We're going to need 4 steel mills, 3 randomizers, 1 industrial smelter, and a bunch of straight and left conveyor belts. So we're going to place the steel mills first. So we're just going to place it like this and double check to make sure that the steel will actually go into the staircase here. So this works. Just place it 2 blocks away from the intersection here. And now we're going to place another one here, here, and here. Yep, that works. So now we're going to place the 3 randomizers. So one of them goes into these 2 steel mills. The other one goes into these 2. And then another one goes into both of the randomizers. So we're going to place 3 of them like this. And now we're going to use left conveyor belts to connect both randomizers. So make sure your left conveyor belts are tier 2, but the straight conveyor belts can be tier 1 if you want. So we're just going to place straight conveyors to go into the steel mill. So now we're going to place a smelter behind these 4 steel mills. So as you can see, we're splitting the smelter up with randomizers into the steel mills. So one smelter actually feeds iron to all 4 steel mills. So behind the smelter, just add a single conveyor belt and then place 2 blocks on both sides. Now we're going to get our totems out. So we just need coal totems and iron totems. So we're going to place 2 iron totems on both sides of the conveyor belt and 1 coal totem behind. Also place 2 coal totems like this so that we can feed the steel mills with coal. We're now going to upgrade these totems. So we upgrade both the iron totems on efficiency to level 5. And then we upgrade the coal totems on efficiency to level 2. All 3 coal totems. And if you use these exact upgrades, you're gonna get all the devices exactly the right amount of resources they need to sustain production. Now this part is very important. We're gonna add a staircase off to the side behind this coal totem and then add a conveyor belt facing to the staircase. The reason we do this is because the smelter only needs half a coal totem to sustain production, which means if you use an entire coal totem for the smelter, coal will actually get clogged up behind the smelter. Now there's actually no way to split the totem right in half, but we can actually divert the coal totem so that half of the coal actually falls into the void. This way we're avoiding coal from getting clogged up behind the smelter, so that reduces despawn. So now if you want to add more levels to the steel farm, the way you're going to expand it is you're going to add 4 blocks to all 4 of these sides where the steel mills are. And this will actually help you because totems are 3 blocks tall, so you need 4 blocks to fit the totems underneath. And then we're just going to connect all of these. So we're going to do it for all 4 of these and connect. And then you just add all the machinery we did on this level onto the level above. So I'm not going to show this here, but you can just expand it as much as you'd like by adding these type of shafts and then adding machinery on top. Now if you're just using this farm for steel plates or steel bolts, then you can just finish it right there, like you don't need anything else. But if you're using it for gearboxes, you need to figure out how many levels you need for plates and how many you need for bolts. So I did the calculation here for you. So per gearbox there's 25 plates and 50 bolts, and per plate there's 50 steel, and per bolt there's 10 steel. So that means the ratio of plates to bolts for gearboxes is 5:2. So that's how many you need. Like you need 5 steel in plates to 2 steel in bolts for gearboxes. So that means if you factor in despawn, for the steel farm you need 15 levels of steel for plates and 6 for bolts. So this means that you're actually going to build 2 different steel farms, and you're going to add on 15 levels for the plates. So set the steel press mold to plates, and you're going to make 6 levels for bolts. So set the mold for bolts. So in case you're wondering how much steel this farm actually makes, this is how much it makes. It makes 12.5 million coins per hour, 5 gearboxes per hour, or 7.5 to 8k steel ingots per hour. I hope you learned something new today, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.